Back in September, the Steelers lost their first game against the Browns. Can Cleveland do it again? The answer comes your way next on Madden Football.
First opened in 1999. There's a good look at First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The Dawgpound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at our home side in this one. They know coming in they've got to be at their best because they're facing one of the better overall defenses in the NFL.
And this is now one of the better offenses around in terms of running the football. So they understand that they're going to be put to the test a bit. The big plays in the run game, they haven't been there of late. So maybe that means we'll see them shake things up a little bit. Some RPOs, some touch passes, some draw plays, anything to try and gain a little bit of momentum.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And I'll bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes
Two
last
touchdown
week.
passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
First carry for James Conner. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Well, these two teams met in Cleveland earlier in the year with the Browns coming out on top. So they'll be looking for the win here in Cleveland to complete the season sweep. Conner going to get it again on second down. And this is going to be a Steelers first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line. Now, look, that wasn't a huge game, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
And just nowhere to go for Conner. Defense gets to him, and they mark him short. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. On is Presley Harvin now as he'll send this one away. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It's too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
And how about that? Big shot to start the game complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury. And that's on the guard, Wyatt Teller. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Handoff comes to Chubb, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. It was Jaron Reed who got him down. These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3, and it was the visiting Browns who got the victory then, so they'll look for the season sweep here in Cleveland. From midfield now, Lawrence. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, it's the 2nd time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, they like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. From the 2, here's 1st and goal. They'll try to run with ETN. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
They'll give it to Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
It's Connor as they stay on the ground. A 1st down for Connor and then some. He's at the 40. The 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run. He was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone.
And the thing that stood out to me was his ability to continue through the initial contact. How many times do we see runners get slowed up and not get what they can on a run because of that first contact? But he kept the compass pointing in the right direction, kept the legs churning, and turned this into a huge play.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top form.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has three options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football off a triple option, you've actually called that play.
Now Chubb on first down, able to work his way forward for about 5. These two teams all tied after one. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football. They go play action with Lawrence as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before.
Good job there getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
On second down, a run with Etienne. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. Look at a nice little drive brewing right here.
Now Chubb running right. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Blankenship's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow.
Either way.
Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. James Conner and the Steelers ready to get their next drive going. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes. Steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too? Because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. They'll look to throw here on first down. Going right back to Fant. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score.
Here we go. Here we go.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Again, he'll drop to throw. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll drop to throw. Quick completion here to Johnson. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw here. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Johnson. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple of yards short of the first. Now a timeout called for by the defense, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Now a field goal forthcoming for the Steelers. And his kick here is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
All level now at 10 apiece. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
The Browns now going to take over late in this first half. And they've got a little under 40 seconds to go if they want to try to put something together here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On play action, Lawrence sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
And got his man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 31 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. So we have reached halftime here at a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, where you see the final score there. Joe Mixon, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way.
The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. David Njoku and the rest of the offense heading back out onto the field. And some of his highlights here from this game, he's nearing 100 yards, partner.
And defense have worked so hard at how to try to slow down tight ends.
The Browns drive about to get started. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Second down, here's Chubb again. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 40 yards rushing for him now to this point. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Lawrence going to fire it out wide, complete. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Well, that was not what you would call straight line pursuit for a middle linebacker to make this play. He's got to work his way through the clutter to get to the ball carrier on the outside, and he does exactly that. That's called avoiding the trash.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. Flush to his right. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Blankenship's kick is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. Well, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. He'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. They'll try and run forward with Connor. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there. Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Micah Parsons, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fielded at about the 28. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Ready to take over again on offense, out comes Cleveland. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. At their own 37. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. Strong run, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. Diamador Lenore up to make the tackle. You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. A give running right is Chubb. Stiff-armed him. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Chubb will get the call running left and able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. A give. This is Chubb. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out.
And they'll try and throw forward with under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. So that's a decision that could loom pretty large here. They go for it on 4th down, but come up empty.
But I actually like the call, and the reason? It shows me a head coach has faith in his team overall. First, on the offensive side, thinking they can pick it up, but also knowing that he has faith in his defense that if they don't, they'll go out there and stop him. I like the confidence he showed.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. Got a man. It's De'Ami Brown, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 112 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Noah Fant with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. A run for Nick Chubb. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off, Byron Jones. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this will be caught by
Brown. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll indeed take a knee. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And they take a knee. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a